Hello guys, my name's Fenchurch and welcome to my gameplay preview of Blackguards 2. Blackguards 2 is a tactical turn-based role-playing game and it's based on the popular German role-playing game called The Dark Eye. I believe Germany is the only country where Dungeons and Dragons is outsold as the top fantasy role-playing game, and in the past few years, support for the Dark Eye has also continued to grow outside of the German market, as these games like Blackguards and the book adaptations are translated into other languages. So gameplay in the Blackguards 2 is contained within two main areas, the battlefield and your camp. And I'll get into the structure of battle in just a few minutes, but as for the camp, this is what's on the screen just now. This is basically where your party rests up in between each battle, where you kind of level your character's skills and learn more about their individual stories, and buy extra supplies, things like that. So let's explore a bit of the camp. Down here in the bottom left you can see that we have the four main characters, or heroes as they're kind of referred to in the game. You've got Cassia here, who's the main character, and the three kind of side characters there. I'll open up the stats for you here. So that's the character model there. It kind of changes as you add gear, which you see you've got all the gear slots there. You also have a belt slot, which allows you to put items like potions and traps and things in to use in the battle. And at the moment this belt slot's only got one space, but I believe you can get belts with other spaces there as well. You also get weapon sets, so you can have like a close range melee weapon. You could also stick in like a crossbow in this set there, and then you can use a turn to switch between long and short ranged weapons. I don't need that with this character though, because she's a mage, so she just kind of automatically has a long range, which is much more powerful. Stats you can see down the right hand side here, they vary depending on what kind of gear you have. You also get gear sets, which you can see just there. So if you collect all the kind of items for each set, then that gives you a particular bonus towards whatever particular stat that set is aiming for. You get fairly in-depth kind of class building. I'll open up the character sheet here for you. You can spend your points on weapon skills, and then you can set those weapon skills to be more towards attack, which you can see my fence is going up there when I move this about, or back down towards defense, and that changes the stats quite a lot there. You get talents, which are things like perception for spotting traps, and animal lore, human lore, and arcane lore, which basically means like when you're on the battlefield, you can see the enemies' stats a bit more in depth, like their health and their kind of available power points and things like that. You also get spells, which are not available to every class, as you can see there. And it's pretty much open. If your character can cast spells, I think every spell is open for them to learn. So it's a fairly open kind of ability sheet for you to mess about with. I've gone for 2 fire spells there as a mage. I just like to be pure damage, so that's 2 damage spells there. One's kind of AoE, one's more a burst on a single target. You also get special maneuvers, as you can see at the top there. They've got melee and range, so that's things like a power attack, and for ranged it's things like targeted shot, which just kind of gives you basically a more powerful attack than your normal attack. Special abilities, you've got magic at the top right here that gives you things like your spellcasting range, your mana regeneration, and your available mana points, and you also get others down here like health points and things like that. Other stat building basically. Aside from character growth inside the camp, you also get vendors. So over here we've got Thalia, who sells weapons, armor, and sometimes has items. Yep. There we go. And this, she kind of, as you progress through the game, she unlocks more items, she finds more rare items, so it's quite handy to have her there to spend your money on when you've come back from a battle. You also have the mercenaries at the back here, which you unlock at a certain point in the game. And what happens is, as you progress through the game, I'll show you the map just quickly here. As you progress through the game, you start off at this bottom here, bottom section here, and all the red flags. I'll not spoil too much of the story for you, but Cassia is in charge of this kind of band of, I guess, like characters who've been ill-treated by the king of the land, who's known as Marwyn. And he owns all these flags with the red on them there. And as you progress through the game and travel through the map a bit more, you take over certain camps, which are the ones with the blue on them here. So as you move to each new point on this map and you conquer that point on the map, it gives you specific bonuses. So you can see there all troops gain plus 10 vitality, and part of the mercenaries are spear fighters, sword fighters, and archers. So there you can see that the spear fighters, if you take this camp, they get an abilities upgrade and equipment upgrade. So in the mercenaries section here, you don't really spend points to unlock abilities. They just unlock as you conquer specific points on the map. It's kind of Cassia against Marwyn. Your main point is to take Mengbilla, which is this big city over here. So I've played probably at this stage of the game maybe 4 hours from this save. I have got further, but I didn't want to spoil too much of the story, so I've gone back a little bit here to show you. So this game is, to get to Mengbilla, I mean, if you're going to take all of these points, if you're going to be quite thorough, level up your characters well, before you get to Mengbilla, it's going to take 30 to 40 hours before you finish this game. That's enough about the camp area. I'm going to load up a previous save and I'll show you a bit about what combat's about. Okay, so this is the basic map, combat map that you would see in Blackguards 2. It's got these kind of hexagon based points that you move to on the map. At the start of the map you always place your characters in the order that you want. So this guy is melee, I'll stick him at the front. This guy's my healer and also spellcaster, I'll stick him at the back. Another spellcaster, another melee, so I'll stick those guys there. Skip the story. You can see at the bottom here, it's turn based, so there's like an order that the characters take their turns in, basically. Each of the enemy guys each map has its own kind of different objectives. Objectives in this one, if you hold down V you can see interactable objects. The objectives here is to open these cells and let the prisoners free, who will then join us and help us kind of take over this prison area. And these are the mercenaries that you saw me explain in the camp before. So let's take our first few shots. I'm going to send this guy around to open that lever first of all, before we do anything. This guy's our spellcaster. He's not got anybody to heal just now, so I'll probably just get him to cast his first spell on this guy, take a little bit of damage off him. So there's two ways to execute kind of abilities in this game. The first one is to use the hotbar key at the top there. I don't like using that though, so we'll just hide that. The second one is then to right click and you get a circle of all the different things you can do, so you get like your spells on the right hand side here. I'm just going to use this basic fire spell to hit this guy, and every time you kind of activate a ranged ability for the spellcasters, you get this kind of area of what the spell is effective in. So you saw me explaining before, like the range of a spell. You can increase the range of a spell through your abilities, and it's also blocked off. As you can see, there's like a table and chairs in the way there, so it kind of blocks off that area. If one of the enemies kind of ran down and hid behind that, I guess you have to kind of think of these objects are going to block off your view from certain things. It's not like you can just cast a spell straight through items and through walls and things. So these guys are going to come down here and try and stop me from unlocking this cell here. We've got Cassia here, who is our main spellcaster. You can see as you're moving about in the map, there's two kind of areas. So you can move within this kind of blue kind of cordoned off area here, and that uses up one move. You get 2 moves per character per turn. So I could choose to move to the other white area here, and that would use up my 2 moves in one go. Or I could move to say here, and then I could cast a spell. So I'm going to cast quite a powerful spell. I can't reach that guy, which is unfortunate actually. Let's just go for this guy. Let's finish this guy off then. I don't think I'll need quite as powerful a one. 18 points of fire damage, that's good enough. And nobody really dies in this game, they're just incapacitated. So say if 3 of your characters became incapacitated, but you were able to finish the map, finish the goals of the map with 1 character, that would still count as a successful objective. Which is
Which one of you is the manticore?
it's a bit weird doing it that way, really. Like, your characters don't ever actually die unless they all die. So let's open this first cell. And those guys are gonna jump onto the order of play at the bottom here. And I think they run over here and pick up some weapons and then start fighting. So we're back to our healer slash spellcaster. I think we're gonna move him up. Still nobody's taking any damage yet, so I think we'll keep him relatively close to everybody. We'll stick him here, and we'll just make him cast another basic spell on this guy over here. If he can reach that far, it's good. Just kind of keep the guys that are coming round from this side out of the way of our characters, really. So I'm not sure Cassie will be able to reach that guy way over there. No, so let's move her a wee bit further forwards. Hopefully she can now. No, still not quite far enough. And I can't see either of those guys either, that's quite annoying. So we'll just move her right up. She can get a better angle on things next turn. Another thing I forgot to mention, sometimes the geometry kind of gets in the way, the scenery gets in the way of you seeing things perfectly. So you can actually just scroll with the mouse wheel there and switch to the top-down view. It's not the best for viewing the whole game like that, but it is helpful for seeing through and over objects. So back to our dwarf here. I'll show you one of the melee attack abilities. The dwarf is like a rogue character. I made him as like a rogue character, so he has 2 axes. He dual wields the axes, so he gets this special 2-handed attack ability. And both these guys are full health, so let's just go for this guy.
Is this all?
So he managed to ring the bell that time, which is kind of annoying, because that's going to summon more guys. I think they come in at this side here and over at the other side, but not to worry. I think I'm going to keep attacking this guy. It's better to kind of focus down your damage on one guy rather than wasting your attacks, splitting them up and then taking more damage as a cause of not being able to take out as many enemies. Still, how many points has this guy got? 7, so I could probably take him out with a basic attack from my healer. Hopefully. Yes, just. I need to get up and open this other cell here, but I think Cassia, both these guys are full health, right? Oh, that guy's only on 12. That guy's on 20. You can see either there's two different ways to kind of work out which enemy is which. You can either hover over the enemy on the map, and you can see the bottom left there. As I hover over the enemy, his picture kind of pops up a bit, or you can do it this way, where you kind of mouse over the enemy's picture and then it highlights him on the screen. So I think this guy with 20 I can take out in one go, which is quite nice, with one of Cassia's stronger spells, so we'll use that. Take him straight out of the game. And we're back to the dwarf now. I think we'll take out this guy first, and then we'll go up and open that cell. So here's these extra guys coming in that have been summoned by the warning bell there. Yeah, just focus my damage on this guy, I think, just now. There's the other guys coming from the other side of the map. But not to worry, we should be able to open another couple of these cells soon, and then we'll be dandy. Not sure I'll be able to see that guy from there. Oh, I can, that's handy. So another basic attack should take that guy out. Yep, and leave one of these guys at least free to go up and get that other cell. So we're really getting a wee bit overrun here, but hopefully once we open that cell, that's another 2 guys helping us. So I mentioned before about having the different weapon sets. Cassia holds a sword as standard, so as well as mana points, she also has endurance points, which kind of let her do the power attacks and things. So let's just do a power attack on this guy, and that missed, unfortunately. Let these guys all take their turns, and then we'll be back to the dwarf. So another thing I forgot to mention is when you hover over the character, you can see the hit chance. And as you use certain abilities, the hit chance can either go up or down. It doesn't actually change with this guy, but we'll just do the double attack again. And that's him down, thankfully. And we've got the 2 captives dealing with that guy over there. And then we should be able to open this now. Yep, we can open this cell. That gives us another 2 guys. And then we'll be able to bring him back into combat for the next turn. If you want to skip a character's turn, you can either completely skip it till the next turn by ending his turn, or you can make him wait. You can see the order of play at the bottom here. There's this little blue kind of marker. So 1 turn is basically once every character on the screen has had their shot, that's 1 turn over. So you can send, I could send this guy, at the moment he's first out of all these characters, but I could send him right back to the end of the turn here. So I think I'll do that, because by that point some people may have taken more damage. I might be able to get a heal out with him. 20 points this guy's got. So if I do my power attack, it's only 50% chance again. Cassia still doesn't have enough to do a spell, so I think we'll just have to miss again. Oh, that's one of those guys down at least though. And we're saving a lot of damage by taking out the guys that are around us. These guys are having to travel all the way across the map here because they're melee, they're not spellcasters. These 2 new guys are picking up weapons now. They'll be able to help us out. Let's try that power attack again. Missed again. Having terrible luck with that. We're starting to get swamped now, but not to worry. Still just a basic attack available here, unfortunately. Nobody's really desperate for a heal still, so just end your turn, I guess. At the end of every turn as well, I forgot to say this, you regenerate a tiny little bit of mana and a little bit of health, and you can increase that through your abilities as well. So this guy can start attacking now, which is nice, and he can, with the spear, you can reach over. So if you've got a character blocking an attack on one guy, as you can see his available move points only go around to here, but he can reach over, as I'll show you here. He can reach over one tile, which is quite handy with the spear attack there. That's why it's good to have a good range of characters with like ranged attacks, sword attacks, spears. It's not a good idea generally to stick with one form of attack. So like I said, there is an objective to every map. The objective on this map was to unlock all the cells and then escape to the other side of the map, but the other way of completing each map is by kind of incapacitating every enemy on the map. So we're down to one last guy here. You can't actually see him, so just end your turn. We're down to that one last guy there, so if we take him out by someone who can eventually see him. Cassia misses as always. There we go.
Wait.
And that ends the turn. Even though we didn't open those two cells there, that still gets us our endgame screen. So you can see at the top there, attack points, that's basically experience, that's the kind of number that you use to spend on your abilities when you're back at camp. You also get items and money, which you use to buy things from the vendors, and that's it. That's the basics of Blackguards 2. So thanks very much for watching, guys. If you have any questions, or if you think I've missed anything from this video, if there's anything that you want to know, feel free to leave a comment at the bottom of this video, or you can find me on Twitter as well, which I've linked in the description, and I'll do my best to get back to everyone. This video is also part of a larger article, a preview article which I've written, and you can find a link to that at the bottom in the description as well. So I've been Fenchurch, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. So like I said, there is an objective to every map. The objective on this map was to unlock all the cells and then escape to the other side of the map, but the other way of completing each map is by kind of incapacitating every enemy on the map. So we're down to one last guy here. You can't actually see him, so we'll just end your turn. We're down to that one last guy there, so if we take him out by someone who can eventually see him. Cassia misses as always. There we go.
Wait.
And that ends the turn. Even though we didn't open those two cells there, that still gets us our endgame screen. So you can see at the top there, attack points. That's basically experience. That's the kind of number that you use to spend on your abilities when you're back at camp. You also get items and money, which you use to buy things from the vendors, and that's it. That's the basics of Blackguards 2. So thanks very much for watching, guys. If you have any questions, or if you think I've missed anything from this video, if there's anything that you want to know, feel free to leave a comment at the bottom of this video, or you can find me on Twitter as well, which I've linked in the description, and I'll do my best to get back to everyone. This video is also part of a larger article, a preview article which I've written, and you can find a link to that at the bottom in the description as well. So I've been Fenchurch, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.